Good morning. Welcome to the 2024 World Trails Conference. Woo! The beautiful weather we've had. Amazing, incredible day yesterday. I hope you all enjoyed your time out on the trails and seeing all that beautiful Ottawa has to offer. I hope you had a wonderful, wonderful day yesterday. Incredible weather. We're very lucky to be here. And my name is Meghan Reddick. I am the Chief Communications and Marketing Officer here at Trans-Canada Trail, and I will be your co-MC for the week along with my fabulous CEO. This is Mathieu Roy from Trans-Canada Trail. And before we dive in, I would like to turn the microphone over to Mathieu to say our land acknowledgement.
Thank you, Meghan. Bonjour à tous. Kwe. Welcome. As Meghan mentioned, my name is Mathieu Roy. I am the CEO of Trans-Canada Trail and a member of the International Board of the World Trails Network. I'd like to begin by recognizing that we are meeting on the traditional and unceded territories of Abenishmi Algonquin people. The people of Abenishmi Anishinaabe Algonquin Nation have lived on these territories for generations, and I'd like to pay my respect for the care of the land on which we gather today. It is also important to highlight that trails around the world, many of which are represented in the room today, are situated on traditional territories of Indigenous people. So many of the trails we will discuss this week were created and used historically and presently by Indigenous people. At Trans-Canada Trail, we support community efforts to sustain relationships with Indigenous people that is based on respect, dignity, truth, and cooperation. We believe that the process of advancing truth and reconciliation is central to trail stewardship. The trail is an healing place.
So we are so thrilled to have so many people here from very far away and near. We know there are 400 plus delegates here as well from 35 different countries. That is incredible. So I'd like to get to know a little bit about you. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So you're all very passionate trail leaders. So I would like to know, by a show of hands, how many of you have visited a trail outside of your own country? Of course, yes, many of you in this room. Okay, let's keep your hands up and drop them if you, oh no, hold on, start again. How many of you have visited a trail in more than 3 countries? Wow, look at that. Look around the room. Okay, how many of you have visited a trail in more than 5 countries? Oh my goodness, almost half of us. Okay, 10 countries. No, wow, incredible. And since there's 35 countries in the room, how many people have visited more than 35 countries? No. Wow. Back of room. Well, I am not surprised. There are so many trailblazers here in this room, and couldn't be more excited and passionate to be here sharing and swapping stories and learning together. This conference is about more than just discussing trails. It's about building a community of passionate leaders and shaping the future of trails around the world. We know that trails connect us all, and we are all connected through our shared love of trails. So I am very certain that this week we will get to exchange ideas, forge new partnerships, and pave the way for innovative solutions in trail management and outdoor experiences. So thank you so much for being here.
We are honored to share the stage today with a distinguished guest who has joined us to provide welcome remark beginning the official proceeding of the World Trail Conference. Elders Vince Kicknosway is Potawatomi from the Walpole Island, and he is Loon Clan. Elders Vince joined us from the Ottawa Native Friendship Center, where he served as the healing and the wellness coordinator. He has lived in Ottawa since 1975. Please join me in welcoming Elder Vince Kicknosway on the stage for welcome remarks.
Bonjour, Minu Kajab means good morning. I am honored to be among many people who have, and especially one at our table that has visited 35 countries. So I'm lucky to have gone to 2. Actually 3. I don't know if Cuba is one or not. I'm not sure. I got to bask in the waters there. I'm honored to be among many distinguished guests here, to be extended the opportunity to share a little bit that I know. As it has been mentioned, I am a grandfather, and most recently, September the 10th, I had the beautiful mention that my first great-granddaughter came into the world. So I have 3 great-grandchildren. I'm honored. So with that in mind, bear with me for a moment. Abajou, Ani, Sego, Queche, Tansi, Pajajik, Kwe, Anishinaabe Moon, Algonquin territory now. Kajamanado, Kiwanzin Tinikit Miigwich. Kajamanado, Kiwanzin Sna. Bekajwan Anishinaabe na, Parawarmi Dunstaba. Kiwanzin Sna, Maan to them. Kajamanado, Kiwanzin Tinikit Miigwich. Nimishumas. Gunagagagegu Shitsuina. Chibiwasi Yun Shitsuina. Kijamaradu Kiwanzin Tindigan Miigwich. Ishpaming. Skukimikwa. Miigwich. Kijamaradu Anishinaabe Kwa Anishinaabe Na Indigan Miigwich na. Kukum the Begeeses. Kijamaradu. Shoganash Kwa Shoganash Shakna Indicate Miigwich na. Kijamaradu. Creator, maker of life, we acknowledge this opportunity to come together. We are so grateful as humankind. We give thanks to the tree life, to the clouds, to the winds and the air that we breathe. I acknowledge and give thanks to the crawlers who soon will be preparing for the hibernation. The 2, the 3-legged, the 4-legged, the flyers, and the swimmers. We are so grateful as humankind. I ask those within the spirit world, all of your, I call helpers, your helpers, whether they are a loved one, a family, or a friend that look down. I invite them to join you in this gathering to provide you the recognition as a humankind, as a human being, to utilize your ability. And you have those abilities just as creation has provided. Everything in life has these abilities. And that's with what you see, hear, smell, taste, and speak, and feel. And you may have heard me say the 3-legged. I was doing a blanket exercise here on Laurier Avenue a week ago or so. My wife and I noticed a working animal, a dog, a namush, which only had 3 legs. So I honor those working animals with only 3 legs. It's a pleasure and an honor to be among all of you, and that your helpers will be with you throughout this gathering and offer you the recognition of who you are. As you are aware, yesterday, September 30th, was that Truth and Reconciliation. It was honored to wear my little one, but a wonderful woman came and said, "Here, you're more visible with a bigger one." So I give thanks to that opportunity. So I will say at this time in closing that we'll acknowledge each and every one within the world, our ancestors, where they may have come from or are a part of. I'm so grateful the city bylaw does not offer or allow us the opportunity to use our medicines here. So I'm grateful for the women in my life, many, and they came up with an idea to acknowledge sweetgrass spray. So I'll offer that prayer for all of you that come from Wabanung. All of you that come from the south, Jawanung. To all of you that come from the west, Yipeng Mishmuk. To all of you that come from the north, Kiwidinang. We'll complete that circle. To all your relatives, and I invite your helpers in to provide you that recognition of your abilities through this gathering. And I'll say in closing, as Jean Autry said, oh, my wife told me not to sing. She said, leave it in the shower. Happy trails. Miigwech, thank you.
Miigwech Elder Kicknosway. On behalf of Trans-Canada Trail, it's an absolute pleasure to host the largest World Trail Conference to date. Yeah. We are very proud to the work that we have done with the World Trails Network to bring together more than 400 leaders from 35 countries to discuss the future of trail and the vital role that they play in connecting people to each and another, to places, and to the planet. This week, we are gathered to celebrate that connectivity and to explore how we can improve and enhance the trail system that adds so much to our community and our countries. In Canada, trail stewardship will not be possible without the incredible generosity and effective policy enacted by our government. The Government of Canada ongoing partnership with funding for the Trans-Canada Trail and other trail system has been instrumental for our effort to grow and sustain nationwide trail system. We are deeply grateful for their support, including their funding for this conference. Thank you, Park Canada. It's really appreciated. It is a privilege for me today to introduce a federal representative who has been instrumental in supporting trails in Canada. especially someone who has acted as a true champion for trail organization in the country, both at his desk and at the trail itself. The Parliamentary Secretary of the Minister of Environment and Climate Change, and to the Minister of Sport and Physical Activity, Adam van Koeverden.
Merci, Mathieu. Bon matin, good morning, bonjour, tout le monde. My name is Adam van Koeverden. I'm the Parliamentary Secretary for two ministers, the Minister of the Environment and Climate Change and the Minister of Sport and Physical Activity. So I got that assignment from the Prime Minister, and clearly he knows what I like to do. I can't imagine a better cross-section of the two portfolios than this meeting. And for those who are thinking, well, what about health? 2 years ago, I was also the Parliamentary Secretary for Health, so I'm very, very grateful to be standing in front of you as both a trails enthusiast and somebody who finds solutions and ways to support networks of trails and the organizations that do all of that important work in my day-to-day life. It's such an honor and a privilege to gather with you here this morning for the opening of the 2024 World Trails Conference. First and foremost, thank you so much to Elder Kicknosway for the wonderful opening and acknowledgement. Thanks for getting us started in a good way. I was reflecting on the many times a week that I access all of the trails that you are stewards of, whether you work and reside here or elsewhere. Pretty much everywhere I go, I look for an opportunity to get outside and get onto a trail. And it's just so natural for me to say thank you and express my personal gratitude and gratitude on behalf of everyone that uses the outdoors as medicine for their mental and physical health. So truly and genuinely, thank you so much. Give yourselves a round of applause. Yeah. As I was getting started, actually on the weekend, I realized that this is a World Trails Conference, so welcome to the delegates from 35 different countries. I think that's extraordinary. What's also extraordinary is there's people that have visited more than 35 countries. That's also pretty cool. But I was reflecting just on the last month of my own life and some of the opportunities that I've had to get out. And my legs are currently sore from hiking Gros Morne on Saturday. I was in Newfoundland on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for a conference with the Audubon Society. So bird conservationists perhaps are here. A lot of people access trails to go and look at birds. So thanks to Parks Canada for that. Just this morning, I ran on one of the NCC trails alongside the Ottawa River. So thanks to the NCC. On the weekend, after getting home from Newfoundland, I picked up my dog and we went hiking just a little hike just to make sure my legs were still working on some conservation Halton trails. So to anybody who works with a conservation authority, thank you so much. I mentioned Parks Canada, thank you, merci. Obviously a lot of the trails in Oakville where I grew up and Milton where I work are on the Bruce Trail Conservancy, so thank you so much to the Bruce Trail. Nice, we got some Bruce Trail people in the house, that's great. And just last night before I caught my flight to come back to Ottawa, I took my dog for a walk on one of the Great Lakes waterfront trails down by Lake Ontario so he could dip his feet into the water. So multiple times a week, I access these outdoor opportunities to just reflect and commune a little bit. About a month ago, I was on a bike ride, and I was glad to see bikes and kayaks in the video. I was wondering if there was going to be any apprehension, oh, he's a kayaker, maybe he paddles more than he walks or jogs. I used to kayak a lot back in the day, but I was glad to see different modes of transportation. And just about a month ago now, 60 of us raised money for charity by riding our bikes from Toronto to New York City, and a lot of it was gravel. So on that last little stretch down the Hudson River Parkway into New York City was really, really cool. If you've never walked or ridden your bike along that river, please take the opportunity to. I can't believe I'm plugging an American trail at this conference, but anyway, yeah. I'm sure we've got some Americans in the room, that's great. As we all know, there are so many benefits to having places where we can run and walk and jog and cycle outdoors and paddle. But trails don't just offer those physical benefits, as everybody here knows. There are so many studies that show that spending time in nature reduces our stress, boosts our mood, improves our mental health, but also connects our communities and creates solutions for getting to where we need to go. Whether it's a multi-day adventure or a dog walk with your best friend, trails connect people to nature, history, and culture, and it's why we feel here in this room that we have a collective desire to protect them and grow those networks. But climate change has brought new challenges to the sustainability of our trails and to the nature that surrounds them. From fires to floods to hurricanes and invasive species, there's no denying that Canadian landscapes are changing rapidly, and they are certainly around the world. That's why our government has set ambitious goals to take bold steps to fight climate change and ensure that the long-term health of nature, because the long-term health of nature represents the long-term sustainability and viability of humankind as well. Our goal is to protect 30% of Canada's lands and waters by 2030, with a vision. Happy about that? Okay, good. Round of applause. Our goal is to protect 30% of Canada's lands and waters by 2030, with a vision of achieving a full recovery for nature by 2050. And if you've never looked at a map of Canada, you'll know that 30% of Canada is a lot of nature. Ces objectifs ne sont pas de simples cibles. Ils représentent notre engagement en faveur d'un avenir durable pour les générations à venir. They also are backed by significant and vital investments for which we fought hard in the face of an opposition that pushes an agenda of austerity and occasionally climate denialism. The Prime Minister's commitment to protecting nature across the country is long-standing, and that includes standing up for the institutions that safeguard our trails and natural environmentalists. Parcs Canada joue un rôle crucial dans ses efforts de protéger un reçu de lieux patrimoniaux, comprenant ses 71 sites historiques nationaux, 48 parcs nationaux, 5 aires marines nationales de conservation et les premiers parcs urbains nationaux du Canada. And if you're ever in Toronto and you have time, please visit that urban national park. It is spectacular in the Rouge Valley. Parks Canada is recognized around the world for its leadership on trails, but of course none of that would be possible without the many partners organizations, Indigenous leaders and nations, academics and volunteers, park and trails enthusiasts that visit them. We're so incredibly proud to partner with many of you in this room fighting to ensure that that network of diverse, accessible, and sustainable trails will remain and continue to grow for generations to come. Trails do so much to connect us and contribute to our collective well-being, keeping us active, connecting us to nature, fostering community, and providing an escape from the hustle of our daily lives, and often even a way to get to that hustle of our daily lives. That's certainly true for me. On behalf of the Government of Canada, I'd like to extend our sincere honor and to serve as the host country for this edition of the World Trails Conference. We are a vast nation of diverse peoples who value and steward our trails, and Canadians from coast to coast to coast understand that now, more than ever, we must work hard to ensure that these great places are protected from all of the forces that threaten them. And that's why this gathering is so important. The 2024 World Trails Conference is a venue to inspire meaningful discussions and conversations about the future of trails and the role they play in the health of people, communities, and our natural heritage. On behalf of Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and Ministers Stephen Guilbeault and Carla Qualtrough, I want to welcome you to our beautiful capital here in Ottawa. It's one of the nicest times of year, and I'd like to wish you a productive and fun conference, and I hope that you get out to go for a walk, a jog, a stroll, a roll, or a paddle while you're here. Thanks, everyone.
Merci, Parliamentary Secretary. Finally, I would like to introduce a leader in the local tourism community and a key partner of the World Trail Conference. Please welcome to the stage Michael Crockatt, CEO of Ottawa Tourism.
Merci beaucoup, Mathieu. Bonjour, good morning. Je suis très heureux d'être ici ce matin, and welcome to Ottawa, Canada's capital, It is exciting for Ottawa and Ottawa Tourism to be hosting the World Trails Conference here on the traditional unceded and unsurrendered territory of the Algonquin and Anishinaabe people who have stewarded, inhabited, and traveled these lands for millennia. And they are really, truly the original trailblazers here on Turtle Island. And Ottawa is the perfect setting for this conference. We are Canada in one city. And what's more Canadian than enjoying the great outdoors? It's only fitting that outdoor activities are favorite pastimes in and around Canada's capital. From urban paved pathways to the more rugged terrain in the countryside, we have a wealth of scenic routes and trails for all levels of hiker and even paddlers. Adam, yes. This is one of Ottawa's biggest strengths, our mix of natural beauty and urban vibrancy. And in fact, Ottawa offers more outdoor activities than any other urban destination in Canada. And that's why we at Ottawa Tourism have it in our priorities to further promote outdoor activities and experiences for visitors, especially since the data tells us that access to nature serves as a significant driver of visitor demand, and of course is also a very key quality of life asset for residents. At Ottawa Tourism, we're focused on sustainable tourism, ensuring that it not only sustains but also revitalizes and regenerates the communities and environments that we interact with. And trails are truly central to this effort. They connect people to places and to the planet, encouraging sustainability while supporting local economies and protecting natural spaces. And trails are more than recreation. They're drivers of community well-being and environmental stewardship. At the same time, we are, of course, excited to share our city with all of you and to show off the expertise and the hospitality of our tourism industry. You're all going to be able to enjoy and have fun at our exciting attractions, sleep well in our world-class accommodations, and experience some of the great tables of our thriving restaurant sector as well. And beyond that, from the Ottawa River to the Rideau Canal, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, to our 7 national museums, and to our many national and historical landmarks, Ottawa offers the scenic beauty and iconic landmarks to keep you entertained if you've decided to extend your stay with us a little bit. So, to our World Trails Conference partners, thank you for your trust and your partnership in choosing Ottawa for your event. Here's to a productive and successful next couple of days, but also to getting out, exploring, and letting your minds be inspired here in our community. We want you to get out and discover this city. So thank you very much for joining us. Merci, miigwech.
Wow, thank you, Mr. Crockatt, and thank you again to Parliamentary Secretary Van Koeverden for your ongoing dedication to all things trail. We do have, as you know, 35 countries, and so we do have an app that you can listen in 50 different languages. So you can scan the QR code that is right here behind us, the conference translation, and we'll be speaking mostly English at the conference so that the translation software can pick up and you can access it in your language of choice. Now, I would love to turn our attention now to our fabulous partners in this conference delivery. I'd like to bring up to the stage from the World Trails Network, you met her last night, a pleasure to introduce Jackie Randle, Chair of the World Trails Network.
Geez, you know, it's tough going last. You may have already heard some of my information already. But good morning, and it's an absolute pleasure to see so many faces from around the globe and across Canada gathered here for what promises to be an inspiring and transformative event. First and foremost, I want to send a heartfelt thanks to all of you for taking time out of your busy lives to come here and gather at our conference. Your presence here underscores the vital importance of the work we're doing and our shared commitment to advancing trails and the incredible benefits they bring to communities worldwide. Whether you're a seasoned trail professional, an enthusiastic advocate, or a curious newcomer, your participation enriches this conference and contributes to a global dialogue that is both timely and essential. Again, I'd like to take a moment to express our deepest gratitude to our host, the Trans-Canada Trail, and our sponsors. Without their support and dedication, this conference would not be possible. Your generosity and enthusiasm for the world of trails are what drives the success of this event. We're profoundly grateful for your commitment to fostering a world where trails are preserved, enhanced, and celebrated. Thank you to the speakers that came before me, who have taken time out of your busy schedules to show your commitment to trails and the environment. I'd also like to thank the World Trails Network Board. Many of you might not know, but the World Trails Network is run entirely by volunteers. We don't have any staff, and yet we manage to pull together this conference every 2 years. So I'd like to ask all of the board members just to stand up so we can give them all a round of applause as well. As we embark on these next few days of exploration and learning, let's take a moment to reflect on the impact that trails have on a global scale. Trails are more than just paths through the wilderness. They're connectors of people, places, and cultures. They offer us a chance to reconnect with nature, experience the serenity of the outdoors, and engage in physical activity that promotes health and well-being. On a broader scale, trails play a crucial role in global sustainability efforts. They provide corridors for wildlife, contribute to the conservation of natural landscapes, and offer sustainable recreational opportunities that reduce our ecological footprint. By fostering a deeper appreciation for our environment, trails inspire stewardship and encourage practices that benefit both people and the planet. Trails serve as economic catalysts. From remote villages to bustling cities, trails attract visitors and boost local economies by creating jobs, supporting businesses, and generating revenue. They build resilience in communities and create a sense of pride and identity that's both enduring and empowering. As we gather here, we are united in our mission to advance these invaluable assets. This conference is a platform for sharing knowledge, forging partnerships, and driving innovation. It's an opportunity to discuss best practices, address challenges, and celebrate successes from every corner of the world. Over the coming days, we'll dive into a rich program of sessions, workshops, and discussions designed to inspire and inform. Let's seize this opportunity to collaborate, to learn from each other, and build a shared vision for the future of trails. Together, we can ensure that trails continue to enrich lives, foster connections, and sustain our planet for generations to come. So just a reminder of 3 things. Last night I only had 2. I've added a 3rd. So 1, don't forget to buy your World Trails Network toque to support our Trails Ambassador program. Our emerging leaders are here enjoying the conference, and we're paying for it as our nonprofit organization with no staff by selling toques. Number 2, don't forget to go to the Bruce Trail Conservancy booth where you can get your toque and participate in the thank you gift. So stop by and the volunteers there will tell you how to participate in that thank you gift. And number 3, if you are interested in learning more about the World Trails Network, please come to our session on Thursday morning where you will get to meet the members of our task team, advisory council, members of the board, and if you've been inspired through this conference, maybe you'll be interested in joining us as one of our volunteers. So once again, thank you for being here and for your dedication to this vital cause. Let's make this conference a landmark event in our ongoing journey to celebrate and enhance trails worldwide. Welcome to the World Trails Conference 2024.
Thank you, Jackie. So Jackie, where do I get a toque? Okay, next door, right? All right. So before we continue with the rest of this exciting program, Jackie did make reference to our sponsors. I think it's very, very important because without our sponsors, we would not be here today. So I'm going to read them out. First off, I would like to thank Parks Canada. And we are joined here today by Christine Loth-Brown. And you can wave over here. Thank you very much. And a number of other team members from Parks Canada. Thank you for joining us and providing year-round support to Trans-Canada Trail, not just this conference, but funding that helps us all year round, so thank you. I'd like to recognize each of the sponsors that contributed to the gathering. So if you are in the room right now, if I say your name, please hold your applause for the end, but do stand up so everybody can know you, talk to you after. We want you to go visit the booths and get to know everyone. So we'll start with Bruce Trail Conservancy, Carbon Zero, please stand up, Eco Counter, Esri Canada, Ottawa Tourism, Propulso, All Trails, American Trails, the Society of Outdoor Recreation Professionals, Arete Structures, Bullfrog Power, Dexterra Community Initiatives, Canadian Trails, the Great Lakes Waterfront Trail, iZone Sign Solutions, McElhaney, the National Capital Commission, Outaouais Tourism, Parasite Furnishings, Outdoor Fitness, Parasite Furnishings and Outdoor Fitness, the Rails to Trails Conservancy, Ramp Agency, RC Strategies, Tracing Green Canada, and Waywiser. Most of you are probably in the other room right now, but if you're here, thank you. Nice to meet you.